Let's win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous, I don't paint.
That ball is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Appreciate you listening, however that may be, on National Radio Day. If you're listening on radio at 94.1 FM, via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player at sasportstar.com, or if you're part of the YouTube crew, that's right, everybody's in the bullpen already here on Extra Innings with Pledger. Brad Records, everything Texas State, Frank Valdez, Miguel Martinez. Appreciate y'all getting in there. You can comment along with the show. Go to SA Sports Star on YouTube. Go ahead, like, subscribe. You can comment along with the show as it happens, or feel free to call in at 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Everything Texas State says, eat 'em up, cats. Brett McMurphy of Action Network saying, Texas State to the college football playoff. Let's freaking go. And that would be awesome to see GJ Kinney get that team into the college football playoff, because there is one that will secure a spot into the college football playoff. So that's going to be an interesting thing to see kind of as things progress this year in college football, which kicks off next week. But the biggest thing, though, has been when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, their contracts. Jerry Jones talked today to the media, mentioned a bunch of things about CD's contract, Deck's contract, how close they are. And there's been a theory and hope of some that Jerry's willing to blow this thing up and start over, let Dak walk, let CD walk, and just start things over from scratch, try and find a quarterback on a rookie deal. But the morning huddle guys were having a good conversation about this morning in terms of just be careful what you wish for when you blow things up.
I love it. There's a little debate in the YouTubes. John says, how many teams have an elite edge receiver and quarterback like the Cowboys? Very few. He says you don't rebuild when you have all the elite pieces. Just draft better for what you need. And then J4 says, I love my Cowboys minus Dakota, but our time to win a title was last year and the last Amari Cooper year. We have to rebuild now. I mean, that's kind of what's
that's the razor right there
down the middle. It really is, dude. It's it is. There are two camps. There is a clear and defined two groups of Cowboy fans right now who are like, let's pull the Band-Aid off and start this thing over. And the other ones are like, let's just get Dak paid and we're close.
For those of us that have existed on both sides of this, the abyss is awful, but being average might be worse. I don't know which is actually worse. I know that both situations are terrible, because when you're bad and you're not good at getting good, because there are some GMs, like the Rams are good at getting good. I don't know why they are. Cowboys, they get bad. It takes 4 or 5 years to get good. We've seen it. I mean, for those of us that have lived through it, the abyss seems awfully bad. And just to even question whether you want to lose Doc or not tells you why he's so divisive, because it's bad. It's bad without him.
I'm going to tell you, I believe that being in that creamy middle is the worst.
It is.
Because the Bills, after the Music City Miracle in 1999, they went on a historic run of not making the playoffs. From 2000 to 2016, they didn't make the playoffs. But it was like 8-8, 8-8, 6-10, 9-7, 7-9, 7-9, 6. Like, you're not bad enough to get the players you need to get good, but you're not good enough to do anything. It's, to me, that's the worst place you can be.
And then add in an owner that will consistently make you believe things are better than they are.
Yeah.
That mean at least in Buffalo, you had a realistic expectation of what was coming. And
you know what else?
We're going to suck this year, and we're just going to have to muddle through it. No, Cowboy fan never, not once, has gone into a year, even though they had Anthony Wright at quarterback, that with that attitude of other than, well, if this doesn't work, that other thing will, and we'll be 9-7, and we'll get into the playoffs.
You know what else you've got? Besides an owner who's overly optimistic, you've also got national media constantly telling us how good this team is, or what, like that this team is better than I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Actually, I can't imagine it's a good thing. Like to just be told that you're better than you are, or you're more important than what, like, it makes you believe that everything's okay when it's not.
And Jerry's a regular season guy. That's the guarantee. You got to win in the regular season to even begin to think about playoffs, and to win in the regular season is to become a $8 billion franchise, to sell those tickets, to fill the buildings wherever you go, and to sell the jerseys. And we're selling tickets and selling jerseys. I mean, that has never gone away.
Britain says maybe sign Dak with a trade clause and trade him for a number 2 if there's another true number 1 QB in college.
Well, one thing is Dak ain't never going to sign anything unless there's no trade, no franchise. He went through that, and that'll never happen again. And Jerry on the other side will never go into any kind of deal that he doesn't have the ability to move a player ever.
Well, if you Jerry's never going to budge on that, and Dak's never going to budge on that, then we might as well forget about this thing.
Dak, I think Dak you can be bought. I think I could probably buy a no trade clause from you. You know what I mean? I could pay you enough to where you go, oh yeah, I'm good. You don't need to trade me. I'm pretty comfortable with the dollar amounts I'm going to be getting here that are now guaranteed.
Rin says national media never says how good the Cowboys are. They all dog the Cowboys.
No,
that's
wrong,
false,
man. It is the other way around.
The Cowboys and somehow the Jets have become this, and I don't understand when the Jets became like. I always thought the Jets were to the Giants as the Mets were to the Yankees, like the clear number 2 in town, the number 2 show in town. And imagine Sports Center always talking about the Mets instead of the Yankees. That'd be weird, right?
Well, the thing about New York is it's all about who wins the back page. And right now with Aaron Rodgers, Mike Williams, trading for Hassan Reddick, even though he's not playing right now, the Jets have all the headlines while the Giants have Daniel Jones. This is Extra Innings with Pledge. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. When we come back, we'll get into an interesting list that the Blitz got into this afternoon from Bill Barnwell, ESPN's NFL columnist, about 5 teams on the rise this year and 5 teams he expects to decline this year. And it's interesting who's not on that list. We'll discuss next right here on Extra Innings with Pledge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. But before I go, I've got tickets, 2 separate pairs of tickets to go see Future and Metro Boomin. That is right. They're coming this Friday to the Frost Bank Center. And if you want to go see Future and Metro Boomin, well, I've got a pair of tickets for you right now, to caller number 5. If you want to go see Future and Metro Boomin's We Trust You tour this Friday, August the 23rd, out at the Frost Bank Center. It is courtesy of Live Nation. If you don't win your tickets, you can get them at livenation.com or a little bit later in the show before the Rangers game. But caller number 5 right now gets that first pair of tickets to Future and Metro Boomin this Friday at the Frost Bank Center.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Calling all brothers and sisters of the Leaf. Come to 49 Cigars in the village of Stone Oak, Suite 101, where game is always on and cigars are always premium. Enjoy a fine selection of cigars in our unique lounge. And remember, it's BYOB, 49cigars.com.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State health-related restrictions may apply.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you could use that money towards going to see your favorite team in the playoffs. Progressive cannot guarantee that you can go see your favorite team in the playoffs. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, but we cannot guarantee that your favorite team will make the playoffs or even finish with a winning record. They could easily lose more than half their games and finish in the cellar because they stink badly and haven't made the playoffs in years. Savings? Very possible. Playoffs? Highly doubtful. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates, not available in all states. We cannot be held liable for your favorite team's terrible and frankly embarrassing performances now or ever.
Your neighbors at El Guacamole Mexican Grill on 25020 Blanco Road are ready to serve you breakfast or lunch fresh. Made to order Mexican dishes or cold drinks on tap. Order today or visit El Guacamole Mexican Grill on 25020 Blanco Road.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
Looking for a great rate on an auto loan?
Look to Generations Federal Credit Union for a competitive fixed-rate auto loan. Online auto loan applications are fast and simple. Generations offers quick decisions with local approvals. Plus, Generations offers no payments for up to 90 days.
Come to Generations Federal Credit Union and drive away happy.
Rates and terms subject to approval and may change without notice. Interest will continue to accrue through the deferred payment period. Full terms and conditions at mygenfcu.org/auto. Federally insured by NCUA.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. And while you're at it, go online to sasportstar.com and sign up for our upcoming golf tournament. That is right. The Fall Golf Classic for San Antonio Sports Star is coming up. We have singles for $120, foursomes are $400, It is out at Olympia Hills Golf Course this time. It is presented by the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chonklin, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, Flight by Yingling, and of course, there's a shot at $50,000 or a Mercedes-Benz for a hole-in-one, brought to you by PPL Motorhomes and Mercedes-Benz of Selma. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. Earlier today on the Blitz, they were talking about 5 teams from Bill Barnwell that are going to either improve or decline coming up this season. And one team not on that list may surprise you, seeing how badly they've been talked about all offseason.
Today, Bill Barnwell has 5 teams that he thinks are going to decline this year based off of what they did last year, and 5 teams that are going to be better this year based on what they did last year. So 5 that are going to do worse, 5 that are going to improve. The Dallas Cowboys coming off a 12-win team. What list do you think they make?
I can't find them anywhere.
They're not on either list. Tell me, how does that happen?
Now, that would have been a layup, just to say. I mean, the odds say they're not going to be as good as 12-5.
Well, the odds also say if you include the Dallas Cowboys, you're going to get more clicks, and he's in the click business. Because the Cowboys are a team that, quite honestly, if they won 12 games again, I don't think any of us would be overly surprised. If they only won 9 games, I don't think many of us would be surprised. It is hard to kind of guess where the Cowboys are going to be, because everywhere you look, the range for record predictions is all over the place with the Dallas Cowboys. Nothing consistent. Now, the 5 teams that he thinks will decline: Pittsburgh, the New York Giants, Baltimore Ravens, Philadelphia Eagles, and Cleveland Browns.
See, I'm not sure with a couple of those teams. Pittsburgh, I can see. The Giants are going to suck big time. Philadelphia, I don't see it. I mean, I don't see it. And unless he's just saying that Jalen Hurts he had his 1 year, he's just not that good anymore, and he's just, I don't know what he's thinking there. But I think Philly's going to be pretty good. And I'm on a record saying Cleveland is my dark horse team out of the AFC. I think they're going to be good.
Well, it's easy to say. I think you're right. Pittsburgh and the New York Giants. Baltimore last year was a 13-win team. All right. So if they only get 11, you're right. They declined. Cleveland was an 11-win team last year. He's saying those 2 teams in the AFC North because Cincinnati's going to be that much better this year. Cincinnati was only 9-8, although Cincinnati doesn't make his likely to improve list. That list includes the Chargers, the Patriots, Washington, Arizona, and your Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs.
Does any of that surprise you? Nothing there surprises me.
I mean, New England was 4 wins last year.
Yeah.
The Chargers, we've waited since they drafted Justin Herbert to do something. They were 5 wins last year. Just Harbaugh, you kind of figure, makes them a little bit better. Washington,
they're going to be better.
4 wins last year. So if they get to 5, he's right. You know what I mean?
They'll have 8.
8. Arizona was, a 4-win team last year, but then you got Kansas City, who had a down regular season, although won the Super Bowl, but they had 11 wins last year on what we called a down year for them.
Well, but keep in mind, Patrick Mahomes has some receivers this year.
Yes.
So that's going to make a big difference where he didn't really have any last year. So I think the offense is going to be better. The defense is still pretty solid. So, it's hard to bet against Kansas City for anything until somebody knocks them off their perch. And thus far, nobody's been able to do that.
But I do think there are some teams that are obvious. And I don't know, he went with 5. You probably could have picked 10 for both of those lists and been fairly accurate. But I think the ones that are tricky on better or worse include the Houston Texans.
Mm-hmm.
They were a surprise 10-win team last year.
Wow.
They've got a brutal schedule this year. They've added weapons. They're going to be better defensively, and not enough people are just talking about how good that defense is because of all the offensive weapons that C.J. Stroud has, and C.J. going into a second year. So so the Barnwell was like, well, I don't know. I'm not going to put them on a list. And it's very similar with the Cowboys.
Well, he should have put them on a list. I mean,
well, he did 5.
I think, well,
he did 5. He didn't do 10.
He should have done 10.
You should have done 10.
Yeah, I mean, with a lazy dude, come on. What'd you just say? Here's 5. Here's 5. I'm going to go play golf. I mean, come on.
He has to do a story a day. Maybe he's going to save those for another story.
Look, Houston I think Houston is going to be a better team this year. That might not translate into more wins.
Okay.
And it's true because they do have a much more difficult record. But neither the Texans nor the Cowboys are on that list of 5 ascending or 5 descending teams this upcoming season by Bill Barnwell. And it's going to be very, very interesting once the NFL regular season actually does start to play out to see if some of these moves or lack thereof, when you talk about the dichotomy of the Texans and Cowboys, pan out for these teams. Although that offensive line for the Cowboys does look like it's going to be pretty good. This is Extra Innings with Pledge. I've got another pair of tickets to go see Future and Metro Boomin coming up this Friday out at the Frost Bank Center. Caller number 5. We're sending you to go see Future and Metro Boomin, the We Trust You tour, this Friday, August the 23rd, out at the Frost Bank Center. If you didn't win your tickets, we still got it. Plus, nation.com. Rangers coming up next.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered